Laine, you have your first opportunity to negotiate a new contract this summer. What would it mean to you to be here long term with this group that's involved?
Yeah, I honestly haven't looked too much into that. It'd be pretty special. I want to be here, and yeah, I mean, you never know what could happen.
Did you believe, Laine, inside of you that you could have this impact right away from the start of the season?
You never know what to expect. I just kind of wanted to come in and help any way I can, and have a lot of fun doing it.
Is there something make difference for you with your self-confidence? What made the difference this year for you personally?
Yeah, well, I think just the group in general kind of leading the way for me and for all the younger guys, really helping us understand what the league's like, and just through the tough times, what we need to do to get out of them.
Am I wrong saying that it's important for a player like you to have a coach who let you be yourself on the ice? And in that way, how will you describe your relationship with Marty this year?
Yeah, Marty was great for me all year. I've learned so much just in a sense of being a pro and understanding, the long game versus the short term, and understanding what we're doing here. But having a guy like him, he's the hardest worker for us, and it's easy to follow.
You hear a lot of the guys talk about how this is a special group. What makes this group special to you?
Yeah, I think just how grounded everyone is. There's no egos, no arrogance. It's just a bunch of guys who enjoy what we do and want to play for each other and play for the fans.
We all know you're not exactly the same type of defenseman as David. What will stay with you of what you've learned by being with him for a season?
Yeah, just seeing how much he enjoyed being here, and him kind of knowing it was his last season, how he continued to lay himself on the line for our team. And as a guy who's on his way out, it could be hard to do that, but not for him. So I think just that hunger he had to help even when he knew he wasn't coming back.
You seem to sleep, eat, and breathe hockey. Is there anything this summer you plan to do to maybe get away from hockey for a little bit, just relax?
We'll see. Try not to think about it. We wish we were still playing, but yeah, we'll see. Kind of just get ready for next season.
Will you spend part of the summer here in Montreal, or?
I'm sure I'll be back and forth. Not a bad spot to be, that's for sure.
Anything you need to heal up?
What's that?
Anything you need to heal up?
No, I feel good. I've been feeling good, and yeah, I think I just want to get stronger and faster.
Just what goes into the decision then for the Worlds?
I don't know. I mean, there's things to think about for sure. My younger brother's going, so happy for him. And yeah, I mean, it's a lot of hockey, and that goes into account, but it's also how many opportunities do you get to represent your country. So I'm kind of weighing in on, whatever.
You'll be training home in the Chicago area?
Yeah, for a bit of the summer, yeah.
Eric spoke about the future contract, Laine, but this team is the youngest team in the playoff picture this year. The leaders are mid-20s, really close from you. Does that give you the belief that it's going to be here for you for many years?
I mean, I hope so.
Regarding the option of the contract, something that could happen quickly.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, it's a special place to play, and having our young core and having all these guys who are still coming up, I think it's only going to get younger from here, and we're just excited about what the future can hold.
Did Savard teach you all your moves?
Honestly, Dave, I said it early on in the season, like before I even fully got around Dave, but he does have that untapped offensive ability, so maybe picked up a couple of things.
What's your take saying that the power play you build all year long will be one of the best in the NHL in the coming years?
That's the goal. You want to be the best, one of the best, and I don't think it's a crazy thing to say, because you want it and you want to go for that.
What do you like on this unit?
I think just our ability to move the puck quickly and be in attack mode. We've got a lot of weapons for sure.
What's it like for you around town at a game, seeing so many people wearing your sweater with your name and number on the back?
Yeah, for me it's crazy. I'm just like everyone else. I just really enjoy playing, and it's pretty special that everyone takes it so serious.
How do you think you grew most as a player and a person this year?
I think just kind of learning the mental sharpness you need to have every night. It could slip up at times, but as long as you have that, it's just a fun year.
What's the best advice you have for Demidov now that he's going to go through a full season next year in this market after what you've gone through?
Yeah, I think it's great that he got those games and was able to feel the intensity of playoffs, and now he knows what he needs to do to be ready for it, similar to how I did.
Thank you, Laine.
Thank you.
How different is the move today after being in the playoff? I know the final result was not on your side, but how different is it today, the exit meeting and the last day with your teammates?
Yeah, I mean, we got to hang out after the loss, kind of just reminisce on that and everything, and it's a day where we're all going to spend together and see everyone. So I think the mood's pretty good right now. Obviously, after a tough series and a tough loss, but it's moving on, and I think we can be proud of what we accomplished.
Spencer Carberry had some very good words about your line and the fact that now you're very part of the way the other team prepares and they want to face you the right way. How do you evaluate the steps you made as a line collectively this season?
Yeah, I think we took huge steps. Getting the opportunity to play with the same guys for that many games is not that common in this league, and I think we were able to just continue to build chemistry and learn from each other, learn off each other, and we've become a dangerous line that teams have to be aware of. So there are challenges with that and all the preparation the other teams do for us. So going into next year, every game, every opportunity is important for us to show up and be at our best.
Nick, what do you expect from the management this summer?
I don't know. I haven't talked to them yet. I got a meeting with them later, so we'll see what they have in store. I'm sure they have a lot of thoughts, and especially with how we performed this year, I think they can see we got a good group in here, and I think there's a lot of opportunity.
For many people, the conversation that you have with Kent, close from the trading deadline, was a kind of a turning point here. A few months, few weeks after, how do you consider that ID that was a turning point?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's a lot of different turning points throughout the season. I really wanted to keep this group together, and so did every single guy in here. And the trade deadline would have been a lot different if we were to have made some moves. So I was happy to keep everyone together and go on a run, and I think we really embraced the challenge of trying to fight for that last playoff spot, and we were able to accomplish that.
There's so much focus on the youth of this group. Come playoff time, is that youth an advantage? Because then there's so much focus on experience in playoffs as well.
I mean, it's tough. I think experience in playoff atmospheres and games is huge, and we didn't have a ton of that. I mean, we did have guys that have played some big playoff games before, so it's great for the young guys to get the experience of what that's like, and better prepare them for next year and hopefully making it again.
How do you evaluate the level of experience you gained as the captain of this team, knowing everything you guys have been through this season, the adversity, managing a spot in the playoffs, and gaining that experience in big games also?
Yeah, I mean, for me it was a great learning year. We went through a lot as a team. I went through a lot, individually. The pressure of being in a playoff spot, not being in a playoff spot. Every game coming down the stretch felt like a playoff game and super important. So, it's a great experience for me to lean on next year.
Do you realize now that even though it felt like a playoff game, that they weren't actually, that the playoffs are actually completely different from what you did down the stretch?
Yeah, the first round is everyone gets a break and is amped up, and that's probably every team gets to prepare a lot longer for each other, so it's a tough series, and especially those first couple games, the intensity and everything was really high, and the physicality was really high. So I think we know what to expect more going into the next time we get that opportunity.
What stands out to you about the steps Juraj took in his game this season?
Yeah, I think he's grown a lot as a player since he came to us, and I think the consistency is getting there. He's still so young, and I was just a rookie when this is his third year, so he's grown a lot. He's getting more confident each and every year, and expect that to keep getting better and have a big year next year too.
The team scored 12 goals in the playoffs. Your line accounted for 7 of those goals. Do you think you need more balanced scoring moving ahead?
I don't know. It's tough to say. Obviously, we'd like to score more, and a lot of other lines had opportunities to score. We had our power play was doing really well, so that kind of counted for a lot of those. So 5-on-5, I thought we could have been better offensively, and that was kind of the biggest reason I thought we lost the series.
It's one thing to make the playoffs. It's another to be a team that consistently is there. So what do you think you need to do to take the next step?
It's a good question. I think just kind of the process that we've been on is, continuing on that path. We're getting older, we're getting more experience. We've shown that, we're the youngest team ever to make the playoffs. So, that says something about what we have in here and how we play. So, I'm really excited to get back here and go at it again.
Did you receive an invite for the World Championships?
A lot of people are considering Montreal as the biggest market in this league. How would you describe the feeling of being the captain of this team, knowing now the atmosphere in the building in playoffs and all this stuff around?
Yeah, I think the fans obviously showed that it's the best spot to play in the NHL, and the atmosphere in the building was something special. I'll definitely never forget that's my first home packed out building in the playoffs. So it was special for me and all the guys, and I think it's definitely a market guys will want to come to.
Nick, are you any to represent Team Canada?
I got invited. I just got to get cleared by the team. It was pretty banged up down the stretch and into the playoffs, so we'll see what happens there.
Are you a better captain today, at your point of view? Regarding what happened this year, the ups and downs and managing that?
I think every year I've gotten better at it. There's a lot of, outside responsibilities that I got to take care of, and it's not just me going out there and playing. I got to, take care of everyone on the team. Communicate with staff, coaches. There's a lot that goes into it, and I feel like I'm just more comfortable each and every year in that role, and just gaining more experience in different situations.
How big does the Olympic looms on your radar next year?
How big does it loom?
Yeah.
It's pretty big. It's been a dream of mine ever since I was a kid to play in the Olympics. So I'll try to do everything I can, whether or not I can play in the Worlds. I think I've shown what I can do as a player, and really kind of took my game to a different level coming down the stretch into the playoffs. So if I have a good start next year, I feel like I can put my name in the hat for the team. So we'll see what happens.
You said you were banged up. Is it anything that would prevent you to play during the regular season, or?
Yeah, I don't know. I was we're just trying to earn the playoff spot. So maybe if we had a playoff spot secured, I would have maybe rested a little bit more, but I didn't really have that option. So I was just trying to do anything I can to help the team, and we were able to do that. So it's an easy decision.
Your game down the stretch, how much of not making the Four Nations went into that?
I think it helped a little bit for sure. A little motivation. Got to rest during that break when all those guys, were playing. So, watching the games at home sucked a little bit, but it gave me an opportunity to recover and really come out of the gates firing. So you know, it really helped our team. I feel like we got everyone got a break, you know, except Monty and Patty, but you know, those guys got good experience out of that too. So you know, it was a good time for me to recover and everything, and be ready to go after and for a big playoff push.
You actually would have considered ending your streak had you finished the playoff spot?
I don't know. I mean, Iron Man streak it is what it is. I mean, I just want to be available as much as I can, and you know, it would have been a call. I don't know how much that would have been in any decision.
Nick, when you signed your contract extension, this team looked vastly different than what it does now, and just for it to go from that to this, at any point were you wondering where is this heading? And now, how do you feel about where it's heading?
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot different time when I signed, and then a year later we were in a full rebuild. So you know, things change fast in this league, and I've learned that. And you know, our rebuild's been faster than most people thought. So you know, it's exciting, and you know, to make the playoffs this early into it is pretty special, and you know, it makes me even more excited for what the future has for us.
Is it faster than you thought? You'd say most people, I assume that doesn't include you.
Yeah, I'm obviously hopeful that it's not some 7-year rebuild, especially with how my contract was going. So, you know, I want to be here for all the good parts, and you know, those are coming really soon. So, really happy with that.
Do you feel the rebuild is done?
I don't think so. I mean, we got a ton of picks, ton of young guys coming up. Who knows how that's going to turn out, and you know, what kind of players they're going to become. So, you know, it's a process. It's you know, every year is going to be different, and you know, it's on, you know, Canton courts and those guys to try to put the best team out there that they can, and you know, us players go out and do our job.
How pivotal was Laine to the jump you guys took as a team, and just how impressed were you by how Laine took the season?
Yeah, I mean, he was obviously huge for us. You know, gave us a boost offensively. He had a historic season, and you know, he's just going to keep getting better and better. And you know, he's a guy that, you know, he doesn't stop working and trying to get better at his game. So you know, it was really impressive to watch. Great guy to play with, and you know, we're really lucky to have him on our team.
You had a guy like Demidov who seems to share a lot of the traits that you just mentioned about Laine, being on the ice all the time, working. I mean, could we get your evaluation of just him from game 80 to game 5 of the playoffs?
Yeah, I thought he took, I mean, had a pretty amazing start to his career, and you know, it's such a hard league to come in at 19 and you know, play a whole different game than he's ever played in his life. So you know, it's been impressive to watch him in practice and games. He seemed to get better each game and more comfortable. So you know, good summer and camp and everything with us. He's going to put himself in a really good spot to have a good year.
What do you think he can be?
I don't know. I think his, you know, talent and what he has, he could be a really high-end player. So it's exciting for us to add a player like that to the group, and I don't really want to put a limit on what he can be.
What will you remember about the guy whose stall you're in right now?
Yeah, a lot. I mean, he meant a lot to this room. Still is going to mean a lot to every guy that you know, played with him before. So you know, it's a sad day to see a guy's career end, but you know, I think he's you know, at peace with it, obviously, and his family is, you know, they've spent a lot of time away from each other with his career. So you know, it'd be nice to get back with his family and everything, and you know, spend time with his kids. And you know, I'm sure he'll still be around the rink every once in a while. And yeah, he's been an amazing teammate, someone that I learned off of every single day. So yeah, we're definitely going to miss him next year.
What do you think of him? A lot of people talk about him like the funny guy?
Yeah.
A specific memory that you will remember?
I don't know. He always keeps you on your toes. Just all these team events that we do or team bonding stuff. You know, he always seems to find a way to do a funny joke or do something funny in front of everyone and just lighten the mood. And he's a first-class personality and first-class guy. So there's a lot of stories. You know, Savvy's just an amazing person, and he really, gives that off to everyone.
Gives you free water.
Ben oui, parce que oui.
Jusqu'à quel point?
Ben, personnellement, j'étais excité de venir ici. Est-ce que je pensais avoir un impact sur l'équipe et qu'on se rende en séries éliminatoires? Quand je suis arrivé, honnêtement, non. Ça a été vraiment un bel apprentissage. Vraiment content d'être ici, puis je suis excité pour l'an prochain.
Te vois-tu un peu comme le successeur de David Savard dans ce rôle-là?
Ça, c'est des grosses chaussures à remplir. Ben écoute, j'ai joué pendant 50 matchs avec Savvy environ, puis j'ai tellement appris de lui. Évidemment, je veux être qu'est-ce qu'il amène, son leadership, le respect de tout le monde à travers la ligue. Si je peux aller chercher ça, c'est sûr que je veux remplir ses souliers. C'est un gars d'équipe. Puis ça, je trouve que c'est super important. Puis c'est pour ça qu'il y a le respect de tous ses coéquipiers, toute la ligue comme ça. Fait que si je peux aller chercher le respect comme lui a eu, ben ça va être une mission accomplie, c'est sûr.
Tu connaissais de lui avant de jouer avec lui?
Ben, je savais que c'était un guerrier, je savais que c'était un gars qui bloquait des shots. C'est un team player. Puis je le connaissais pas sur le niveau personnel, mais j'ai appris à connaître un méchant bon leader. Puis pour moi, ça a été crucial, je pense, d'apprendre de lui.
Laine, Hutson a parlé tantôt de l'humilité de ce groupe-là, puis à quel point il n'y a pas d'ego. À quel point pour toi, ça a facilité ton adaptation à cette équipe-là, puis ça t'a peut-être permis de prendre un rôle de leader, justement.
Oui, bien, j'ai été accueilli, dès le départ, je me sentais à ma place. J'avais une chaise que j'étais confortable aussi. Puis j'ai été entouré par, justement, comme un gars comme Savvy qui m'a mis à l'aise dès le départ. Puis après ça, c'est ma personnalité qui a juste ressorti rapidement. Je pense que c'est ça le défi quand tu travailles dans une nouvelle équipe. C'est vraiment de te mettre à l'aise puis d'être toi-même dès le début, de pas essayer de faire d'autres choses que tu n'es pas. Donc, oui, c'est ça. On est un groupe spécial ici. C'est vraiment... On est proches, puis je pense que ça apparaît sur la glace aussi.
Ça fait des séries très difficiles. Est-ce que tu veux nous confier un peu à quel point physiquement tu étais peut-être amoché?
Oui, mais on a tous vu la mise en échec. Hein?
Laquelle des deux?
C'est la première et la pire, finalement. Ouais, je me suis blessé à cheville sur le premier de OV. Ouais.
C'est la deuxième, est-ce que la tête a encaissé une partie du choc?
Oui, sûrement qu'il y a du monde qui me protégeait en haut, là, j'imagine. Honnêtement, je pense pas que c'était une mise en échec qui était dirty. Je pense que j'aurais fait la même chose. J'aurais fini ma mise en échec comme lui. Je pense que c'était mon travail de savoir qui est sur la glace puis de me protéger un peu plus. C'est ça. Mais non, la tête est correcte, fait que c'est l'important.
Vous étiez la plus jeune équipe des séries, Alexandre, puis c'était quand même gratifiant d'être la plus jeune équipe des séries puis de faire les séries, mais une jeune équipe l'an prochain, avec un petit peu plus d'attente. Ça va être quoi la chose la plus importante pour que ça continue à aller vers le haut?
C'est d'arriver prêt au camp d'entraînement. Je pense que au jour 1, il faut qu'on soit prêt, il faut qu'on joue du hockey comme on a joué la deuxième moitié de saison, dès le départ. Je pense que ça va être ça le défi. Les attentes vont être différentes, tout ça, mais si on peut jouer du hockey collectif, défensif, solide, on va se donner une chance dès le départ. Puis c'est important d'être dans je veux dire le mix, là. Mais c'est important d'être dans le mix dès le départ. Ouais.
Tu viens de parler de tes pépins physiques. À quel point c'est important pour toi de prendre part au match 5? Puis, une deuxième sous-question, à quel point tu étais impacté justement sur le plan physique? On voit les joueurs de hockey qui jouent malgré des bobos, mais tu te sentais à combien de pourcents apte à jouer ce match-là?
Oui, dans la période d'échauffement, honnêtement, je me sentais pas très à l'aise, mais je voulais vraiment pas manquer le match. Je voulais aider mes coéquipiers, puis le staff médical m'a aidé au maximum pour que j'arrive prêt. Puis pendant le match, c'était mieux que je pensais.
Tu y penses pas?
Oui, l'adrénaline à l'embarque, mais ouais, j'étais game 4 aussi. Ben, c'est arrivé Game 4, ouais. Game 4, ça, c'était plus tough. Ouais.
Y avait-tu un peu de David Savard dans ta décision de jouer ce match 5-là? Vous l'avez vu bloquer des shots, vous l'avez vu jouer, impacter. Il y en a plusieurs dans le vestiaire, mais un gars comme Savard, de qui t'es devenu proche, as-tu un peu aidé à ta décision de dire
Ben, c'est sûr que ça a un impact, puis c'est sa vie, mais aussi il y a plein de gars qui ont joué avec des blessures. Fait que quand tu vois un gars qui est magané puis qui va à la guerre pareil, ben, tu fais la même chose. Fait que, je pense que ça part du leadership dans la chambre, puis à quel point. C'est ça, à quel point les gars voulaient gagner.
Tantôt de parler de gestion d'attente. Est-ce que l'expérience de Nashville va pouvoir t'aider dans un sens où vous avez fini la saison sur une très bonne note à Nashville? Il y avait l'arrivée de gros joueurs. On pensait que cette équipe-là partait vers le haut. Elle est partie tout droit vers le bas. Est-ce qu'il faut rester aussi calme et serein quand tu gères les attentes?
Oui, vraiment. Je ne m'attendais pas à ça au début de l'année, là, après les grosses signatures à Nashville, mais les attentes, des fois, ça joue des tours. Hein, mentalement, tu deviens un peu plus stressé, tu en perds 2 de suite, puis là, on dirait que la pression en monte. Fait que c'est important, je pense que ça va être une autre étape à la progression de notre équipe de pouvoir gérer ça puis de pouvoir se présenter match après match malgré ça.
Qu'est-ce qui peut permettre à cette équipe-là de devenir une équipe qui s'est qualifiée tout juste pour les séries à une équipe qui est comme une référence un peu qui peut le faire année après année? Là?
Ben je pense que c'est le début de saison. Là, si on est capable de rester dans le mix au début de l'année, ça va nous aider, mais la constance aussi dans une... on ne jouera pas 82 matchs, des bons matchs, mais c'est important quand tu as une bonne structure, tu as un bon système. Quand tu as des moins bons matchs, ben, tu relies sur ton système puis tu peux aller chercher des matchs. Pour moi, la plus importante chose, c'est vraiment la constance.
Suzuki a parlé de son trio et à quel point ils ont pris un step là, dans les derniers mois, puis le fait de jouer ensemble longtemps. Tu as vu de l'autre côté, là, tu les as côtoyés aussi. As-tu l'impression que vraiment c'est un premier trio digne de son nom maintenant puis qu'ils ont vraiment bâti quelque chose qui est reconnu à travers la Ligue?
Ah ben oui, absolument. J'ai tellement été impressionné par le premier trio cette année, mais surtout par Nick Suzuki. Il a leadé cette chambre-là, il a leadé ce trio-là aussi. Puis c'est ça, ils ont quel âge? 25, Suzy? C'est incroyable. Tu regardais notre premier powerplay en série, puis on était au banc, on était comme... C'est des adolescents qui jouent, là. Quasiment, 19 ans, 20 ans, 21. Fait, j'ai été impressionné par le premier trio, mais surtout par Nick cette année.
Dès ton arrivée à Montréal, on a senti un gars heureux de venir au Québec avec la famille qui était proche, les amis. Est-ce que tu es capable de me nommer, mettons, 2-3 événements que tu as vécu pendant la saison que c'est sûr que tu n'aurais pas vécu ça si tu n'avais pas été changé à Montréal?
Ben, je pense qu'il y en a pas mal, honnêtement. Mais je vais rester au hockey. Je pense juste l'ambiance du Centre Bell en séries éliminatoires, ça a été incroyable. Là. Tu peux pas décrire ça. Puis le vivre en tant que Québécois aussi. J'ai regardé les Canadiens en grandissant, évidemment, puis tout ça. Donc, de pouvoir être sur la glace maintenant, c'est vraiment...
Y a-tu eu un événement, mettons, avec un membre de la famille pendant les séries, entre autres, quelqu'un qui t'a dit quelque chose ou que tes parents sont venus au match à Montréal?
Oui, mon père n'a pas pu venir, mais quand mon frère est venu, match numéro 4 à Montréal, hein. Fait que quand mon frère est venu, je sais pas s'il veut que je dise ça devant les médias comme ça, là, mais il était pas mal émotif pendant quand on est embarqué. Puis sa femme aussi s'est mise à pleurer. Tout le monde pleurait de ça.
Quand on a embarqué, c'était sur la patinoire?
Oui, pour juste le Coldplay et tout ça.
Tu parles de l'ambiance dans le Centre Bell. Est-ce que tu penses que ce genre d'ambiance-là peut convaincre des joueurs autonomes de venir à Montréal? Puis à quel point tu espères justement voir la direction peut-être aller dans ce sens-là maintenant que vous avez pris un step?
Oui, bien j'espère. J'espère que les agents-là vont être excités de venir ici.
This season for you and especially for the group to get to play some meaningful games. That was the target at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, I think it was kind of a roller coaster. For me individually and for the team also. Like obviously didn't have the greatest start, but then found our game when it mattered the most, and obviously it was a big accomplishment for a young group like this to be in the mix and ultimately make the playoffs and get to see what that's like. So I think that was obviously a really positive thing for us. And yeah, I think for me, it not the easiest start, obviously with the injury and stuff. But my kind of only goal that I had for myself this year was to really enjoy playing again, and I definitely did that, even though it was hard at times. But I still enjoyed every bit of it. So for me individually, I don't. Yeah, people are always going to talk about numbers and all that, but for me it was a success that I got to enjoy this awesome sport again.
How long have you been dealing with that injury?
What injury?
Yeah, about the hand or
yeah.
the wrist
No, I broke my finger in the second game. So since then, so couldn't really hold on a stick, which was unfortunate. And shooting is kind of what I do, and just couldn't do it as well as I would have liked to, and so obviously a little disappointed that I couldn't play, but it is what it is. So.
Is it a slash?
I think so. It was just kind of like one of those flyby, just somebody slashed me a little bit. But,
Patrik, you took a decision at the beginning of the season not to get operated. How much did that, affect you during the season, and is the surgery now planned after the year?
No, knee feels good. Yeah, it was a good decision to obviously not go through the surgery process, and knee worked out to be pretty good during the year. So no surgeries needed after the season. Also, knock on wood. But yeah, felt good. So.
You've talked in the past. You've been very upfront about falling out of love with the game at one point. What did playing in Montreal do to potentially rekindle that love for the game, and how will that drive you through this offseason to put yourself in the best position to come back stronger than ever?
Yeah, I think just the whole organization and the city overall kind of gave me that spark again to enjoy the sport, and it was everybody here involved. Not you guys. You guys definitely weren't part of it, but just the organization overall. No, I was just kidding. But yeah, just being around these guys here, everybody within the organization in the city. It was just so awesome, and definitely helped me go through tough times this year, and still, even though when it was hard, to enjoy the process and just keep you motivated. So I think it was pretty great.
What can you do to give yourself a better chance of success? I know for whatever reason you weren't able to get on the ice much before coming here last year. What does the opportunity look like for you moving forward? What can you do?
Yeah, man, it was a little hard since I had pretty much month and a half to train before camp since my shoulder surgery. So no surgeries needed this summer. So I got plenty of time to go right back at it. Have a week of rest here and then start working out again. And that's all you can really do. Just focus on getting better, and obviously skating eventually, and try to get better out there too. And but yeah, it's an important summer obviously, but yeah, I'm happy that I got all the time that I need to be in good shape when camp comes again, and be better than this year.
Considering you played in Columbus, where you could be almost anonymous, are you surprised that the fun returned here, where you're in a fishbowl, where everybody knows you, where every move is dissected?
Yeah, no, I don't mind that.
Are you surprised that the fun returned here of all places?
No, I was kind of expecting that. I've always liked being in these situations. I don't care if there's a lot of pressure and expectations. I would much prefer that versus I'm not talking about Columbus, but playing somewhere where there's less pressure, and there's other things going on where you're not noticed as much. But so I much prefer this that we have here. So.
You said a week or two ago that Gally and Savvy were helping you feeling less old in this group. What do you like about the young and dynamic players that are gaining confidence and that got this experience going forward?
Yeah, I think it's obviously important to have those kind of guys. You know, I think it was big year for them. You know, obviously you look at Lainer and Demigod now here, and all these guys. You know, to see what it's like to be in the playoffs and to play meaningful games. I think it's such a big opportunity to you know, moving forward for them to see what it takes to get there, and obviously couldn't make it, you know, further, which is unfortunate. But now we know what it takes to get there, and we can, you know, build off that for next year. So yeah, I think it was a really positive season in that kind of sense for a lot of these younger guys to see what it really takes.
Besides the broken finger, did you deal with other physical issues down the stretch in the series?
Not really. I think it was just a finger, so didn't have too much else going on, luckily. So.
You talked about the fun of playing the game, but what's your level of satisfaction regarding your play down the stretch?
Well, I mean, you can always play better, but I mean, when you look at the circumstances that a lot of people don't when they judge you, you know, a guy who hasn't played in a year and was almost could have pretty much retire, came back and had, you know, obviously a knee injury right away, and then came back and, you know, did what I did this year still. I think, you know, I'm pretty happy with that, and I know a lot of guys wouldn't have done as well as I did. And when you look at the circumstances that weren't easy at all, and I had a ton of fun doing it, which was my only thing I wanted to do this year. Everything else on top of that was going to be a bonus. So yeah, I'm satisfied.
How close were you to retiring?
2 more.
Huh?
How close were you to retiring? If you mentioned you were close to retiring.
Oh, I said that many times. I said that many times to my GM, my agents, and all that. So it wasn't just like one of those. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna play. Like, I was actually gonna do it, but happy I didn't. So had a ton of fun playing. So yeah.
If he had an impact, how much did Marty help you get that spark back and, you know, fight to get involved in that group and grow as a player?
Yeah, I think everybody had a big role in it. Obviously, him as a head coach, he's been through all of it as a player, so he kind of knows how these things go. But I wouldn't say there was just one person who had a bigger effect than others. I think everybody had a hand in it. That I had a blast playing, and obviously it was hard at times, but everybody helped me get through it, and ultimately to have fun again. So it's such a great group, great organization, and just super happy to be a part of it.
Thank you, Patty.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oui, ça va.
Very good. How would you rate your season so far?
I think it was good. I think there was I strung together a lot of good games and kind of figured out how to play my defensive style and bring that attribute to the team. And I think, this year went well for me, I think.
Do you feel now with, David's going to be retiring, there's going to be an opening there that, there's a spot to be grabbed?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be impossible to fill what Dave was for our team and in the locker room and on the ice and play with his heart on his sleeve every game. So it's a guy we're going to miss, but obviously there's room for someone to step up, and I'd obviously like that to be me, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to kind of help the team.
Was it hard to find that kind of balance between your unique skill set and playing more defensively like you were referring to and what they are actually asking of you now?
Yeah, at times it was definitely a little tough. I mean, obviously I like to run around a bit sometimes, and I mean, when I was most effective is when I was kind of just calm, sitting back, good stick, good gap, and I think that's what kind of helped me this year.
Do you feel you might, like playing this way, do you feel this part of your game might slip away a little bit or might not be there as much?
No, I think as I learn that defensive side and I get really comfortable with it, I can start adding the big hits and I can line guys up better and know when the time is, and I think that just comes with experience.
How do you manage the challenge of being scratched for the last part of the season, the beginning of the series?
Yeah, it was tough. I mean, it sucks. I mean, you're out, you want to be playing with the guys. You see the guys after the games, and they're all banged up from the game, and they're all sad we lost, and you weren't playing, so it's not much I could say. But yeah, I mean, I just stayed ready and trained hard on the ice and took every practice like a game, and when my chance was there, I took it.
But despite that, did you still feel right now that you're appreciated by the team?
Yes, of course. I mean, it's hard to change the lineup when you're winning, right? So it's understandable for sure. And I mean, there was guys who were playing really well, and you can't really take guys out when they're doing well like that. So yeah, it's part of the game. It's part of growing up, and yeah, I just stayed ready.
Many players on this team were playing in the playoffs for the first time. What do you take from that experience for you personally and for the group to have felt it, and maybe you can have some kind of stepping stone going forward?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think the games were really close, and they were a lot closer than the scores and then the series, I think. And that team didn't scare us one bit. We were right there with them, and I mean, we were looking at whoever we were playing, and we thought we matched up well with anybody. So I think everyone in our room believes. So I mean, yeah, once you get a taste of what the Bell Center has to offer, it's like there's no going back from that. So we're going to be going for that every year, and hopefully make some rounds next year.
Especially with a brawl on the bench there.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Did you have your exit meeting yet?
On the personal?
No.
Okay.
On the personal front, what do you want to do to become the best version of yourself? What do you need to work on?
I think just building my game and keep it going. I mean, the biggest thing for a D-man is consistency, and I think I'm in the right direction right now, and I think that's how I'm going to build my game.
Florian had a pretty good season. How can help to a kind of motivation for you this summer to say, okay, we dream to be together in Montreal next year?
Yeah, that's the goal. I mean, obviously to be two brothers in the NHL and never mind for the same team, that's the ultimate dream, and I think he's going to be ready, and when his time comes, he's going to take the opportunity. He's going to run with it. So he had a great season, and I'm proud of him.
You could talk about the challenge of gaining some balance in your game. How would you describe your relationship with Marty this season?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, we obviously talked a bunch, and like he just helped me as we idolize him in the room, and he's our leader, and yeah, he helped me a lot this year with balancing, towing the line, and all that stuff. So, yeah.
What's his main message to you, Marty, when you have talks?
Sometimes it's to not cross the line, and he kind of keeps me behind the line a little bit, and no, we have a great relationship, and he helps me every day pretty much. So.
What come out of your conversations with him when you get, say, scratched in the playoffs and in the last stretch? Like, is there reassuring coming from him, and still discussions about being an important part of this locker room and this team?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's exactly what he said. He said you're an important piece, and this is the lineup he's going with right now. So just stay ready, because like he didn't know what he was going to do, right? You never know. Anything could change in a day in the NHL. So it's just said stay ready, and when your time comes, just you're gonna do well.
With Florian down there, you probably would have had more exposure to watching the Rocket than a lot of the players on your team. What do you learn about David Reinbacker?
I haven't seen him much this year, but yeah, he was around us and he was around the room. He's an excellent guy, and he's obviously a great player. But I'm gonna go watch him in playoffs, and we'll see what he's got.
I don't know if you know Max Lapierre, former Canadian. He made a statement, pretty bold statement on TV Sport this week, saying if we want the better side of Arber Xhekaj, he needs to be let loose, is what he said. Do you share that opinion, or do you feel like...
I'm not sure what he's talking about.
to let you play the way that you feel that you can play to help best the team?
I agree with that, but it's also like, in what way? Like in what way are you gonna do too much and take a penalty and you're gonna sit in the box all game, or do something dumb, get a 5-minute? Like these days, it's all about towing the line. There's only so much you can do. I mean, it's a tough job for us, so it's yeah.
Thank you.
La blessure, qu'est-ce qui est arrivé, comment?
Ouais, c'est arrivé au début de la deuxième, c'est un shot de Leonard, je pense, le 10e shot de la game. J'ai une déchirure dans 2 de mes 3 muscles de laine. Mais comme c'était au milieu du muscle, donc c'était moins peu que si ça arrêté ou que ça l'attache. Mais ouais, ça n'a pas fait du bien. J'ai essayé de rester dans le match, mais j'ai vraiment pas capable de bouger. Puis en plus, je suis fait scorer à cause de ça, donc c'était mieux pour moi de me retirer.
Est-ce que ça pourrait. Opération, pas d'opération?
Non, pas opération, non.
Okay.
Non.
C'est
puis
des
c'était.
traitements?
Ouais. Puis c'était pas trop long. Puis normalement, c'est minimum 2 semaines, mais on a essayé de le squeezer plus rapidement. Donc je vais voir ma revenue durant la deuxième ronde.
Comment tu as vécu ça de regarder ça? Des estrades alors que tu as été devant le filet pendant la
majorité
de la série?
Ah, c'est sûr, c'était pas facile. Évidemment, j'aurais aimé ça être sur la glace pour pouvoir compétitionner avec les gars. Surtout à Washington, pas fait le voyage. C'est la première fois de ma carrière en 8 ans que je fais pas un voyage sur la route. Donc, c'est sûr que c'est plus plate, mais non, c'est juste de pouvoir vivre l'expérience des séries au Centre Bell, c'était plutôt cool. Même sur la passerelle en haut, je voyais tout le monde avec les serviettes. C'était hypnotisant, puis c'était vraiment cool et brillant.
Tu as dit que tu accordes un but. Après, tu as tenté quand même de continuer.
Oui, c'est arrivé avant le premier TV timeout. Puis, donc, en pause publicitaire, je l'avais dit à Rammer que j'avais mal. Puis, à Jacob aussi de rester prêt. Puis, là, j'ai réussi à rester dans le but. Puis, j'étais vraiment pas capable de bouger. Puis, après ça, là, je voulais attendre au moins à l'autre TV timeout pour sortir, pour lui donner la chance de rentrer avec un peu plus de temps. Puis, pour rentrer directement dans l'action.
Qu'est-ce que tu as pensé de la façon dont Jacob a pris le relais après ça?
Il a vraiment bien joué, je trouve. Même dernière game à Washington, il a fait des super beaux arrêts. J'ai aimé la façon qu'il a compétitionné. Il a tout donné, il abandonnait pas sur les lancers. Puis non, je pense qu'il a fait vraiment un bon travail.
Qu'est-ce que tu vas retenir de ce groupe-là puis du leadership que vous avez démontré collectivement pour vous battre dans les séries puis d'aller chercher cette place-là, puis en même temps de prouver un point un peu à tout le monde?
Je pense juste la résilience. On en parlait justement Martin durant les séries. Souvent quand on avait notre dos au mur, on était capable de tout en sortir des bons matchs et puis de revenir. Je pense qu'il n'y a vraiment pas beaucoup de monde qui pensait qu'on allait se rendre là. Faire les séries, surtout je pense, au début février, je pense qu'on avait comme 2% de faire les séries. Puis les gars, on a travaillé fort, on était capable de coller des séquences de victoires. Puis en série, même si on n'a pas eu le résultat qu'on voulait, c'est de l'expérience que tu peux pas acheter. On est capable de jouer 5 matchs. Puis l'année prochaine, on va arriver avec le groupe, la plupart des joueurs vont savoir à quoi s'attendre. Puis je suis vraiment content des gars, je suis vraiment très fier de tout le monde.
Sur le plan individuel, qu'est-ce que tu considères avoir amélioré cette année?
Je pense juste ma préparation en dehors de la glace. Évidemment, j'ai jamais joué autant de matchs dans une saison dans ma carrière. C'est quasiment un workload de 2 saisons en une pour moi. Mais c'est justement ça, en dehors de la glace, c'est ma préparation, comment se préparer avec Eric puis Dale. C'est vraiment la gestion de l'énergie. J'ai même rendu au match 62 quand on a joué contre la Caroline en fin, je me sens encore très bien. Donc je pense que ça a été très bon de ce côté-là.
Tu disais que tu aurais pu revenir en deuxième ronde. Est-ce que dans le fond, là, tu pourrais revenir ou est-ce que ça t'écarte dans le fond du championnat mondial qui s'en vient?
Ouais, j'irai pas à cause de ça. Okay. J'ai même pas commencé encore à m'entraîner vraiment. Donc on va vraiment prendre le temps de plus guérir ça puis prendre du repos.
What difference do you think a healthy Sam Montembeault would have made in this series?
I don't know. I mean, I think I played pretty well, the first 2 games, and obviously, coming back at third game, I got hurt, and it sucked. Obviously, we were playing so well in that game too, but like we said in French, Jacob went in after, did a great job too, and we didn't get the result we wanted, but we fought hard until the end, and every game that we lost was like a 1-goal game other than the empty netters, so I'm really proud of this group.
What do you think you learned about yourself this season, playing so many games?
Yeah, that's the same question I had in French. But yeah, I mean, it was a lot of learning, obviously. I never played that much in my career. It was like workload of 2 seasons almost for me in one. But just the way like my preparation off the ice, my routine, the way we handled everything with Eric and Dell, I think we did a really good job. Like even going in Game 62, Game 82 of the year, like I still felt really good and had a lot of energy. So I think that's really something that I got better this year.
So what did you tear? I didn't catch what you said. The muscle that you tore?
Oh, tearing 2 of the 3 muscles in my groin.
In your groin.
Yeah.
À un moment donné, pendant la saison, vous avez simplifié le jeu défensivement. On identifie beaucoup de choses comme point tournant, mais toi, tu étais un témoin privilégié pas mal de ce que ça peut donner un jeu plus simple. Est-ce que ça a été un des tournants importants du Canadien cette année quand vous avez simplifié votre défense?
Oui, je pense que oui. Puis pas juste notre défense, mais vraiment simplifier notre jeu au complet. Je pense qu'on a réalisé que pour avoir du succès, c'est de cette façon-là qu'on devait jouer. On est une équipe qui est vraiment bonne sur le forecheck, donc pas essayer d'être cute, de faire des jeux en rentrant dans la zone, mais vraiment de mettre des rondelles en fond de zone, puis d'aller heavy sur le forecheck. On était vraiment bon, récupérer des rondelles là-dessus, puis après ça, créer des chances de marquer. Puis défensivement aussi, vraiment un bon travail, simplifier le tout. On n'avait pas peur de récupérer des rondelles en dehors de la zone, puis quand tout le monde travaillait, puis que tout le monde travaillait ensemble, les attaquants qui back-check, je pense qu'on était vraiment capable d'avoir du succès, puis on a démontré qu'on est vraiment bonne équipe. Je pense un match comme Caroline ou contre la Floride, qu'on a donné seulement 20 lancés, puis on a joué très bien défensivement.
As-tu le sentiment que Nick Suzuki a atteint un autre niveau dans son leadership cette année?
Oui, je pense que oui. Puis, je pense que tout le groupe, tout le monde a plus d'expérience, tout le monde a plus de maturité, puis je pense que ça le démontrait aussi justement quand on jouait les matchs séries, on était capable d'aller chercher la victoire. Puis Nick aussi, cette année, je pense qu'il a pris un step de plus. Puis l'année passée, c'est peut-être ça qu'il manquait des fois, avoir le but de plus, le clutch goal. Puis lui surtout, c'est un qui en a fait pas mal pour nous cette année.
T'es l'un des rares, pardonne-moi, dans cette ligue-là, à avoir connu l'atmosphère au Centre Bell et en tant que porte-couleur du Canada et du Canadien pendant les séries. Qu'est-ce que tu aurais à dire aux joueurs autonomes qui seraient peut-être hésitants à signer avec le Canadien cet été?
Non, je pense qu'il n'y a aucune autre. Même les joueurs adverses le disent quand ils viennent jouer ici. Puis il n'y a aucune autre place comme le Centre Bell. C'est tellement spécial, c'est tellement bruyant. Puis que ce soit un mardi soir en pleine saison régulière, on sait que ça va toujours être bruyant. Puis les partisans vont toujours être derrière nous. Puis c'est vraiment le fun. Puis ça a été bon aussi. Je pense que le Four Nations soit ici. Quand on faisait juste les pratiques ici à Brossard, les choses comme ça, il y a beaucoup de joueurs qui venaient avec moi qui me disaient qu'il y a des bons commentaires sur tout le setup ici, toutes nos installations. Donc je pense que c'est vraiment bon pour ça.
Avec un recul, à quel point la confrontation des 4 nations, toi, ça a été un game changer, non seulement dans ta saison, mais peut-être aussi dans les années futures. Tous les gars que tu as côtoyés là, est-ce que tu sens ça ou c'est exagéré?
Non, je pense que c'est sûr que ça l'a aidé. Évidemment, avant de partir pour les 4 nations, j'avais connu des moments un peu plus difficiles. Pas nécessairement que j'étais vraiment mauvais, mais je pense que je manquais de constance. J'avais un bon match, ensuite j'avais vraiment un moins bon match. Puis donc j'avais la chance justement d'aller là aux 4 nations, affronter des bons joueurs tous les jours dans les pratiques, puis de pouvoir continuer d'être sur la glace pendant 2 semaines, pendant que la plupart des joueurs étaient en vacances. Puis je pense que j'ai juste pris ce temps-là pour continuer à travailler, à refocuser. Puis ça a vraiment bien été par la suite. Là, après le Four Nations, j'ai fini la saison 13-3-4, donc ça a bien été après.
Sam, this is a young team. You guys all talked about it, the youngest team in the playoffs. Now that you've established sort of a bar of being a playoff team, there are veterans that are going to leave. Obviously, Dave's leaving, others might. What do you think this young group needs to maintain this momentum in the season, future seasons?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we got a lot of experience like this year, and obviously going into next year, we have still a very young group, but the future is really bright. I think a couple guys took a step this year, and I know they can be even better too next year. But we found our recipe for success, the way we're playing. We know how to play. If we all jump on board right away next season, if we start like that student season, I think we're gonna have a lot of success and make the playoffs again next year.
I know you said it in French already, but what did you go through in Game 3?
Yeah, no, obviously it wasn't easy. I got hurt early in the second, so first TV timeout, I went on the bench and I told Reimer and Dobie that I hurt my leg, and I just told Dobie to stay ready. So I tried to went by, thought I could still play, but really I couldn't move. I had a really tough time getting back up. So after that, I wanted to wait at least for the second TV timeout, so Dobie doesn't have to go right away in the action and give him a little bit more time. But I really couldn't move, so I had to get out of the game. long season, and yeah, we talked with the team here, and we decided that's going to be the best decision that I won't go this summer.
There's no injuries involved.
No. No.
Did your criticism of the Slovakian system have anything to do with that?
I don't think so. I spoke with Mira today, and I think we had a pretty good conversation, and he understands everything. I think it's just everything's fine in between us, and yeah, we're all good.
You're right. Oh, sorry, man. I'm far a little bit.
Yeah.
At a golf tournament, you talked with us about having some goals for this season. Did you reach that goal?
Oh, what do you guys think? I did not. Yeah, obviously I wanted to produce a little more and stuff, but overall I think I took a step up and learned a lot during the year. You know, went through a lot of ups and downs and kind of try to figure out my game. And I think towards the end of the season it was a little better. So maybe it would be nice if next season I start in October, not February.
What do you think to do with you?
You're right. You were part of that.
I don't think it's I think I'm gonna train the same way as I did, or like I have not the same program, but with my strength coach we're gonna focus on things and stuff. But I don't think that's something I need to. It's nothing. It has, how do I say it? It's nothing together with the summer. I think my summers are always great. It's just I don't know what I'm thinking first couple of months, what I'm trying to do. But then when I actually start playing my game and I see it works, then I start getting rewarded. And yeah, that's what I didn't do the first half.
Do you think the experience you gained through those 5 games of playoffs could help you to, make the next step and maybe be ready right from the get-go, as you said?
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, those games were completely something else than a regular season, and I feel like if I bring a similar type of energy as I brought in the playoffs, I think I'm going to be more successful during the regular season.
Does the internal competition fuel you? You got Demidov here now, Susie and Cole. You got Daku will be coming back. There's a lot of good players here. Laine is here. How much does that fuel you to be the best version of yourself?
No, it's great. More good players you have, it's better for us. And yeah, obviously I want to be the best. Everyone wants to be the best, so I feel like we're gonna push each other, and it's gonna be good. I love it. More good players, the better team is, and yeah, I love the competition, but it's not even that. We all have the same goal, and we are trying to achieve it together.
Why do you think your line was so efficient in the second part of the season?
I feel like we kind of had a little bit of everything in our line. Had Susie. Susie was great, making all these plays and stuff. I feel like when I got going, I was winning more battles, winning more pucks. So we were more in a puck. I was net front, and then you have Cole scorer. I feel like we're working pretty good together.
Do you realize that you are a big guy? That you could, you can hit and
yeah.
Or it's maybe like a confidence, or because you said when you succeed, you're really you're physical. So is there any reason why you can't be consistent in that way?
I think it's just a mindset thing. Straight mindset. Maybe I was trying to do something else when I didn't have to, and I didn't focus on the stuff that was actually helping me to be successful.
You've made it clear through your time here how much you enjoy this environment, but what you experienced this year, especially getting into the playoffs, is it even beyond what you expected?
No, I think it's great here. I love it. I love how the fans are when we're in the playoffs, and I think it's been a good season for us. We got a little touch of the playoffs, and I feel like there is a bright future in front of us.
After being part of playoff games and the race to be in the playoff, is it clear in your mind the identity, what you want to bring to this team regarding the important games, the playoff race, and the playoff success? For the playoff success, what you can bring to this team? Is it clear in your mind now?
Yeah, I think I know it. I know how well now. I know how the playoff games are played, and it's pretty clear what I need to do to be successful and what I need to bring for us to be a successful team. Play physical and win my battles, win pucks, go to the net, shoot the puck. Simple.
It's hard to do that for each game. So you say, let's start in October and not February, but playing the way that you just described. And there's a reason why it's different in the playoffs than the regular season, right? I mean, you can't do that for 82 games.
Yeah.
What would you like to see differently in October than you saw this year?
No, I just pretty much just start playing physical since the game one of the year. It doesn't matter. It's not playoffs. You're fighting for a playoff spot. Obviously, I'm not gonna be able to do it for 82 games. But if I get to like 65, 70 consistent games, then I think I'm going to be in a pretty good spot, and we as a team are going to be in a pretty good spot.
Juraj, how would you describe being the first overall selection here in this market? I think it's more easy for you to deal with all the pressure and attention at this point of your career than it was at the beginning.
I think it's the same. I think pressure is just coming from you guys, or like people read what you guys say, and then the pressure starts. So I don't focus on that. I focus on myself. So I don't think obviously you feel a little pressure, but it's when a puck drops. I don't think it matters.
When you said that the Canadiens, when you said you talked to the Canadiens about not going to the Worlds, did they decide that you shouldn't go to the Worlds?
Like we decided together.
Together.
Yeah.
So you didn't. Because you had a pretty special experience in the last year at the Worlds. I mean, I saw the number of Slafkovsky jerseys at the games and everything. I mean, it looked pretty cool. I don't know.
It's pretty cool, but I gotta take care of my body, make sure I'm ready when my new contract starts and stuff. And like I said, I want to be going since October. Maybe I had a long season last year, and maybe that was a factor that I wasn't good right away. But I'm not trying to find an excuse. It doesn't matter. I still should have been better, but yeah, we will try it like this year, and we will see how it goes.
It's been a few times you mentioned you guys when you talk about the pressure and everything. Is that annoying for you to talk with us or being asked things? Or
It depends what's asked. If you ask normal questions, then it's fine. But no, this is a part of it. I'm used to it, and I don't find it annoying.
But what is a normal or a non-normal question?